Scotland.
It is from Scotland, it is indeed.
What?
Yes, it's a centuries-old Scottish custom.
It's all tricks.
The Scottish have a thing called guising, and children used to go door to door dressed as ghosts and say, I'll do a trick, which was a song and a dance, and then you would get a treat. Right, let's have a look at some other public holidays. Which one of these do you fancy celebrating? Tomb Sweeping Day, also known as the Qing Ming Festival. It happens in China, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin, really. You visit family graves and you tidy them.
Are you allowed to hoover?
I don't know if you can hoover, but here's the thing, you are allowed not to turn up. There's a service that some cemeteries offer where staff will do the tomb sweeping on your behalf and you live stream it via an app. Another one, let's have a quick look.
Boogie Nights down the bottom there.
The Boog, okay. So this is a Swiss festival, and the Boog is basically a bogey man, but it's a bogey man shaped like a snowman, and what they do is this to celebrate spring's victory over winter, and he's stuck on top of a bonfire with his head stuffed full of dynamite. Okay? You can tell the summer forecast by how quickly his head explodes.
Exploding away and eventually kaboom!
Kaboom. What's his broom for?
It's tidying up his grave, like that.
Sweeping up. Anybody want to choose another one? Bridget, choose one?
The Day of the Sea.
This is the only one of all of them that I absolutely want to go to. It's March the 23rd and the Day of the Sea.
I haven't got any sea in
I
Bolivia.
know, this is the point. It is a landlocked country. But they've been known the day in 1879 when they had a battle with Chile and they lost their access to the sea.
Oh.
It is a very famous battle. It was a heroic commander called Eduardo Avaroa, and he was invited to surrender by the Chileans, and he replied, "Me surrender? Tell your grandmother to surrender." At which point he was shot dead. And he...
The first home hand. To the sea! To the sea!
They have parades, they have a national beauty contest, people dress up with boats on their heads. The Navy, they still have a Navy.
What?
Yes. The Bolivian Navy turns out in full regalia, and at midday, the whole country falls silent, and they listen for 5 minutes on loudspeakers to the sounds of the sea. Who doesn't want to go? Anyway, they didn't have a public procession in Mexico City until it was suggested by the parade inspector. Sorry, by the parade inspector. Now, take your time, I'm here all evening. Right, who fancies a ride in my spike-away, non-social, transient behaviour vest?
Transient behaviour.
So, clue, I found these in the hospitality.
Travelling?
Yes, travelling, to do travelling.
Oh, it's something you wear to make people not stand next to you. A spiky bit.
It is a spiky thing.
Yeah, my personality does the trick. But
Designer named Kathleen Dermot, she created a dress that senses when people are standing too close and it inflates. Yeah, I love this.
Like a pufferfish.
Yes. So the other thing to have is a Singaporean design student called Xu Ming Cheng made the spike-away vest. So what it is, it's flexible spikes that you put in the garden room to keep balance.
Oh.
We have a couple, so what I'd like is Phil and Bridget, if you would put on a spike-away, and then I've got for you, Alan.
Just goes in the spot, they're really hurting me, the spikes.
I think they're supposed to be on the outside.
Okay, so if you stand here, Alan,
Yeah.
and you two, so imagine you're minding your own business
In a
on the
lift.
tube, and you two wish that he wasn't there, so just see if you could use your spike away.
most adrenaline I've ever had on this show.
Nobody's afraid of balloons, are they? That would be an awful fear.
What do you think is now I find out about it, just 1 week after I was trapped on the tube with that lecherous balloon model of it.
You do find balloon modelling very strange, don't you? Anybody know what the fear of balloons is called? It is globophobia, yes, or globophobia. It seems to be a fear of globes.
The fear of lots of holes together next to each other.
Have you?
Trypophobia, it's called.
Where does this...
No, it's something like a hive or a pomegranate when the seeds are out. I mean, doesn't anyone else? Is that
No,
lots
honestly,
of
it's
holes
just you,
together?
darling. Literally just you.
No, it can't just be
Anybody
me.
else? No, nobody.
It's horrible, isn't it?
I'm going to make some holes there and see if you get.
Oh.
No.
No?
That's very unfair.
Okay, you can't harm me. You are an insignificant figure.
It's fine. You're not supposed to say that out loud. That's good for you and your own personal
Moving on. Anyway, what was I talking about? Anyway, yes, don't stand so close to me or I'll call the police. Yes, thank you. To use a slightly creaky pop culture reference, which will hopefully appeal to QI's target.
culture.
Pop culture. Will appeal to QI's target demographic.
Me.
According to the latest research, the average person has 5 secrets which they've never told to a living soul. So I'd like to hear one of them.
You looking at me?
I was, darling, but I think you've given enough.
I'll give you more 5.
Okay, go.
Where I keep my keys.
Yes.
And 4 murders.
I was once walking home across Hampstead Heath and I got caught short and I had to do a poo under some leaves.
Did you have to do that 5 times?
All other secret poos I've done probably.
Sorry, let's just retrace our steps. So you're crossing Hampstead Heath, trousers down.
No, I didn't have my trousers down till I needed to go.
Doesn't walk round with his trousers down, do you?
But then as I went to pull my trousers up, I slipped over and it was...
Excuse me, sorry. Have you not been mocking me?
Not mocking you, I've been sympathetic.
No, you haven't. And you've shut in a box. Did you get any paper?
No, I used to leave, and that's what I slipped on. And my glasses fell off. I had to go home. When I got home, I couldn't properly see my house. I thought, where am I going? My glasses have fallen off. I had to go back and look for them.
How drunk were you?
I was pretty.
Bit steamy. Look, in my business school, it was a study. They used 38 categories of secrets. So there's the normal ones that you might have, you know, stealing, cheating, fancying somebody that you shouldn't fancy, and so they also had some odd choices, a secret opinion, and not like something sick that you like, planning a surprise for somebody, a secret hobby. And they asked 2,000 participants if they had any of those kind of secrets.
Oh, I didn't really realise those were the parameters. I thought, it's really humiliating and I didn't realise like a secret opinion.
I like yours as a benchmark. I think it's
Oh, he did it on the bench as well, did he?
there's a link to having secrets. People being clumsy, people getting depressed, people having anxiety, chronic illnesses. But what they recognise is that having secrets is not keeping it. It's the worrying that you do on your own when you've got this secret.
I feel ever more regretful about...
You overshadowed.
I did overshare. Playing the game and I've absolutely been hung out to dry my own face.
Anyway, my secret is that I am a closet beanbag tosser. Here we go, Phil. And Victoria.
You've called yourself a beanbag tosser.
I don't want to just call myself a tosser, darling. I
beanbag thing was better.
These are actually Sandy's pillows from her bed.
Okay, there's a basket you can see on the eye there.
At least he didn't shit in the basket.
Right,
Addictive, isn't it?
Phil, have a go. Don't get in. It's okay.
From me, you dirty bastard.
You're not allowed to bring it up again. Someone's revealed something, you're not allowed to use it against them.
I don't think the fact you shout in the bush is ever going to go away. So here is the thing. This is a It's another study by the University of Amsterdam. So people who have secrets find them burdensome.
Heaven stoned. Wonder if he threw beanbags at the...
So I am surprised, Alan, that you are telling us all these secrets because you were easily the person who threw the beanbags too far. And people who did this study in the University of Amsterdam, they find people are physically burdened by having a secret. And they tend to think visitors are still too much of them.
Well, I have got much, much darker secrets than that.
You think your husband's having an affair?
Get him to toss
See
beanbags.
if he can hit a milk bottle with ping pong.
Yes, that's the sort of.
Is that a euphemism?
So whoever overshoots is going to go for it.
Does it mean if you got one in?
Are we still talking about the beanbags?
You're very well balanced individual.
Apart from the holes.
It's no secret that everybody has a few things they'd like to keep private.
No shit.
What's so embarrassing about this guy?
He's pooed in that case. If only I'd had an attaché case at the time.
Cobrador del Frac. So a cobrador is
Doing cobras.
it's a debt collector. So he is a frock-coated debt collector. This is apparently a common sight in Spain. If you've got a debt that you want to collect, you can call a group that specialises in sending these distinctively dressed people out to haunt the debtors. So they never speak to them, they don't approach them, they just stand hour after hour staring at them. Yeah? You'd be at work, you'd be in a restaurant, you'd be on the street, and the whole world knows that the debtor is being pulled down. These are not the only cobradors. There are ones who are dressed as bullfighters, as clowns, monks, bears.
What?
Including
Rewind a minute.
Yeah. So
A bear will go
bear
slow because
just stand and stare at you.
I've never wanted to be in debt in Spain more in my life.
My favourite was one who was a bank bagpipe incessantly outside your house until you pay up. I think the Queen must owe a lot of money. The Office of Fair Trading lists acting in a way likely to be publicly embarrassing to the debtor as unfair practice. There's a very good thing which I did like. The mayor of Bogota hired 20 professional mimes to mimic people who flout in traffic laws. And it was so successful, they ended up training another 400 mimes. It turns out people are more afraid of being mocked than they are of being fined.
When I went to La Paz on
Yeah.
my Bolivia trip, I had people dressed as zebras help across the road. I'm not joking. And they kind of dance while they're helping you across the road. They've had such trouble with cars hitting people.
Yeah.
What a car will do is it will stop if it sees 3 dancing zebras going in front of it.
Fantastic interpretation of a zebra crossing. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah. Actual zebra crossings.
Okay. Now, what could be more private than a privy? Outdoor labs can be awfully chilly. That's the best way to keep them warm.
I mean, to Alan, everything's outdoor prison.
can see the top letter, which is at 2200. The average person can see at 200. With your glasses on, everyone can
Just the way you're looking the wrong way.
But when it is given the physical characteristics of the eye, which is supposed to be 20 feet, which means you can see at 20 feet, and an average person can see at 8.
A Castrol can see in the ultraviolet range, which means that it can see traces of urine around the holes where tiny mammals go in.
That's astonishing.
And then it can hang about to
Wait,
pop out
they pop out.
for a slash. I was very lucky not to be swept off. I've got them on accident.
So 20 feet is roughly infinity for us, and any time you focus on something that is nearer than 20 feet, so maybe... What? What? You don't like eyes?
Big eye. Oh, Saruman. Oh.
I feel like I'm holding together some kind of group therapy.
We absolutely definitely are.
I need to go outside, I can't look at holes, big eyes! Anyway, moving on. Presumably, these people aren't bored or tired, so why are they yawning?
Jim thought you get to the end of the day.
We used to think that it gave us extra oxygen, but it absolutely does not do that. It maybe regulates the brain temperature by cooling the blood on the way to the brain, and that makes us more alert. So some people now do is it's not because they're stressed, but because they're trying to get themselves as ready as they can, which is amazing. It does seem to be contagious, but only some people are susceptible to it. It rather depends on how much empathy they have. If you have no empathy, the more likely is it going to catch a yawn. And yawns are not actually at all children under the age of 4, because before the age of 4 you haven't developed any empathy. But virtually all vertebrates yawn, so fish, snakes, only humans and chimpanzees, dogs, budgies, contagion of yawning. Fish are yawning.
That puts an entirely different perspective
Yes,
on
and
fish now,
there's
doesn't it?
even, darling, there's even interspecies contagion of yawning. So a human and a dog might, one yawns and resets the other one off.
Oh,
So you
that's
get-
me now.
That's it. And you're going to love this. Babies yawn in the womb. Have a look at this tiny bit of footage.
He's yawning, Sam. He's yawning. He's yawning.
Here's a good word to take away, which I really love. Pandiculation. Pandiculation is yawning and stretching at the same time. And just for any women who are using Prozac or using antidepressant drugs, there is a side effect that you can get, which is the yawning orgasm, is that you have an orgasm every time you yawn.
That takes me back to my honeymoon.
Benjamin Scores publicly shamed in fourth place with minus 16. It's Alan! Privately relieved not to have come last. In third place with no points at all, it's Bridget! That's not quite good enough. In second place with 6 points, it's Phil! In first place, with a public display of modesty while in private, she's fist pumping and shouting, yay! With 9 points, it's Victoria! Brendan Behan, a few weeks before his death in 1964, told the interviewer, all publicity is good, except an obituary notice to the point where it was with love from QI Divine.
And it's goodbye to the latest series of Mock the Week. Dara O'Brien and Hugh Dennis will be delivering a special hurrah for us on Friday at 10. Should things of an intriguing nature grab your fancy, Radio 4's Museum of Curiosity is ready to welcome you on iPlayer Radio now.
Right, well, I've got 4 clues right here. What a colourful bunch they are. An absolute scream, Joe Lycett. An enigmatic smile, Noel Fielding. Rhythm Van Gogh, Hannah Gadsby. My nose, mouth, in fact my entire face, Alan Davis. Let's have a quick picture of their buzzers, Joe goes. And Noel goes. And Hannah goes. And Alan goes.
We apologise for the loss of the picture. We're doing everything we can to get it back. In the meantime, the programme will continue in sound only.
Now, does anybody want to get changed before we...
No. I'm more than happy like this for the show. I'm just half expecting to lift this up and I'm on 8 out of 10 cats.
There are some pictures you may want to look at.
Oh, right, okay.
I think Noel, you look fine.
I've got to go to a Spanish funeral in a minute. So.
Okay, are we all set to go? Take a picture. Here we go. What mistake did Picasso make when he painted this?
He put lots of glue on the frame.
Yeah, they can't get their hands on it.
Oh no! Picasso's done the gluey frame thing again.
He left 2 snooker referees holding it.
Does anybody know what the picture is?
It's Marie Therese Walker.
Yes.
She was underage, but I don't know.
She was 17.
Yeah.
She was underage for what?
But doing what he was doing with her.
Yeah.
He was 45 when they met. She's Picasso's mistress. But when he painted this,
No idea where in Hougang, but I'm in Hougang.
Okay, we are here already.
Okay.
Avenue 4.
Okay.
Block 6.
Okay. And Avenue 4? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, correct. Bye.
no, that she existed in his life.
Oh, his wife?
Yeah, so the mistake was, even with the picture looking like that, his wife, Olga Koklova, recognized that it was somebody else.
Is that a mistake? An affair? Oh, my mistake.
No, the mistake was making a painting of your mistress before she...
He left 2 snooker referees holding it.
Does anybody know what the picture is?
It's Marie Therese Walter.
Yes.
She was underage, but I don't know.
She was 17.
Yeah.
She was underage for what?
But doing what he was doing with her.
Yeah.
He was 45 when they met. She's Picasso's mistress. But when he painted this, who didn't know that she existed in his life?
Oh, his wife?
Yeah, so the mistake was, even with the picture looking like that, his wife, Olga Koklova, recognized that it was somebody else.
Is that a mistake? An affair? Oh, my mistake.
No, the mistake was making a painting of your mistress before she knows that there's somebody there, so that would be the mistake. So it's like going, oh, I'm going out to dinner with my mistress. Oh, but did I not say? So that's Marie Therese Walter on the left there, and that is his wife, Olga Koklova, and he was married at the time.
He picked her up, didn't he?
Yes.
What did he? What?
He's like, come on, I reckon I'm Pablo Picasso. I don't know.
It's not a
Is she a
horse.
hawk?
Basically, he wasn't a nice guy. He wasn't
Oh no, it's a prick biscuit.
Yes.
That's a horse, prick biscuit.
I bet on that. 2-1, brick biscuits. Of the 7 most important women in his life, 2 killed themselves and 2 went mad. It's not a good track record, frankly.
No.
The picture of La Reine, which was the dream that also has been reprinted.
It's also got his common effect.
Yes, yes. You look at the one on the right. that's his penis on top of my head.
Isn't that part of her head?
No. Well, it was when he put it there. Yes.
Oh no, I see. Yes. Look.
Yeah. That.
Did he say, yeah, that's the penis? Or did he just accidentally?
Basically, came out of being a friendship about sex and
That's terrible narrative. Like, we're gonna do.
You'll get so stiff in
yeah,
the neck.
that's true. So stiff, did you say?
Stiff in the neck.
It looks like she's on a plane, doesn't it? Very
Yeah.
small seat, and he's the row behind putting his cock in.
This is the kind of art criticism you rarely see.
This is called Lady Views in Economy.
So there's a celebrated occasion when Picasso threw a party for Henri Rousseau, and he wanted to pretend to celebrate his genius, and actually intended to mock him, but it backfired, because actually it was a raving.
Oh! 人家在驾车嘞，一直打。Hello，什么东西？
对面有一个很出名的粥啊 ，coffee shop 就是卖他的粥而已。
随便。
随便啊。OK， 你要吃什么粥？我 order 一个 long Q 的。
皮蛋瘦肉。
皮蛋瘦肉啊？
啊。
哦 ，OK 了，那我加个油条给你啊。
OK，可以 ，Thank you。
啊，拜。
Yeah, and that's what it was known as in those days, and it was a cruel joke, because Degas himself, all those bloody pictures of
He was
girls.
up front, wasn't he?
He was not nice. He was anti-Semitic, he was a misogynist, he referred to the ballet dancers as his monkey girls, he was not nice. And it just seems exceptional to us, but at that time in the same neighbourhood you've got Renoir, and you've got Manet, and Toulouse-Lautrec, and Degas, and they all go to this party.
The same barber.
And yes,
In the photography,
yeah.
when's the first person to say cheese, and it just changed everything? There seems to be no one that's...
It used to be quick, get your hat and your beard.
Everybody knows that. You don't say that. Tell them to say cheese or something. They're gonna smile at you.
Isn't French for cheese fromage?
So
So you'd be like fromage.
So maybe they were saying cheese, but
Fromage.
yeah. Or a little short cheese, like
What
brie.
about brie? You might say brie.
Camembert.
Come on.
Baby bow. The thing about Rousseau, though, Rousseau was very nice, wasn't he? He was naive, he was a postman, he carried on working the post office. He was really, and he was a Sunday painter, they called him.
Yeah.
To just paint the weekends, he was a family man. And he was, you know, he was quite naive, but his stuff's actually beautiful, isn't it?
And it never occurred to him that they might be taking the mickey. It
That's
just
so
never occurred
sad.
to him. But in fact, it worked out.
But he painted those beautiful jungle scenes, which
I
are
think he's
exquisite.
astonishing. Now then, name a self-insertion artist.
Somebody does something about themselves, self-portrait.
Okay, in what way?
Someone who puts themselves into, like, the background of a painting.
Yes, and there are loads and loads of examples of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and it mostly is in Renaissance art.
Yeah.
You get a great big picture, and they think, I'm going to put myself in it. So if you look at the one on the left there, that is Botticelli's Adoration of the Magi, and the camp guy in the bottom right, that is supposed to be Botticelli, the one who's looking out going, my picture, I did
Yeah.
this.
That's the baby Jesus. And he's like not even looking. Like he's just like, g'day.
Yeah. In fact, she's like, I see that, Jesus, I did that.
Yeah. He looks shifty, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Don't you think that's deliberate? He's trying to make himself detached or something from the proceedings, because his costume's not right either. He hasn't coloured himself in
Oh, he
properly.
does look like he's got a
He's about to flash.
It's so pleased with himself, doesn't it? Let's have a look at another one. This is Rembrandt's The Night Watch, and it's quite hard to see, but in the detail, so did you see the one on the right? You see the little guy looking over the shoulder of the soldier. You can just see one eye and a flat cap.
That's Rembrandt.
Like Liza Minnelli at the Oscars.
We call it The Night Watch because it's got some grubby. But the actual title is The Militia Company of District 2 under the command of Captain Franz Bannekock, which is actually not as good as The Night Watch, I think.
That was what QI was originally called as well.
Yes.
And now
Gracestones. It was in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, and it's really quite big, and they couldn't get it all in, so they cut quite a big bit off, like about £2 million worth.
Imagine cutting it and then getting dragged in by your boss again. Have you heard of folding?
Yeah.
Just folding.
It's not going to go. It's not going to go. Cut it. Just cut it. You've got to get out of here by 4.